6 women, 1 gunman, a 911 call cut short, and a killer who vanished without a trace. This is the chilling story of the Lane Bryant massacre. At 10 a.m. on Saturday, February 2, 2008, store manager Rhoda McFarland and a part-time employee opened the Lane Bryant store, located at Brookside Marketplace in Tinley Park, Illinois. Rhoda was not scheduled to work that day but decided to come in and help the lone employer during the store's large clearance sale. Upon opening, a couple customers had trickled in, mothers, daughters, women shopping for the weekend. The store, known for its plus-size women's fashion, was located in a busy commercial area. Around 10:08 a.m., an unexpected man, weapon concealed, walked in the front door of the Lane Bryant clothing store. He flashed some paperwork and stated that he was there with a delivery. Rhoda was not aware of any deliveries occurring that day and became skeptical. She even called a nearby store who also confirmed they were not expecting any deliveries. About 15 minutes after he entered the store, it became clear this man wasn't there to make a delivery. From his pocket, he drew a handgun and began shouting orders. His targets weren't just the 2 employees on duty, but also 2 customers who had wandered in that morning, unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The gunman demanded cash from the register, along with whatever money each woman carried in her purse or wallet. He even stripped them of any visible jewelry. At gunpoint, the 4 women were forced into the back of the store. There, he bound their hands with duct tape he'd brought with him and ordered them to lie face down. At one point, he reportedly groped one of the women, a degrading act meant to humiliate, though no further sexual assault occurred. He then took underwear from a store display and placed it over their heads, apparently to block their view of him and of each other. As the minutes ticked by, more customers entered the store. 2 additional women stepped inside, unaware they were walking into an armed robbery. The gunman intercepted them, driving them toward the back room at gunpoint. One of the newcomers fought back and was met with violence, struck in the face, likely pistol whipped, leaving her bruised and bleeding. Once in the back room, they too were bound and forced onto the floor alongside the others. By now, nearly 40 minutes had passed. The gunman, calm at first, began to unravel after corralling the final 2 hostages. In his distraction, store manager Rhoda McFarland saw a narrow chance. Still wearing her Bluetooth headset, Rhoda managed to discreetly dial 911. The call reached the 𝒊𝒏𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒃 County Sheriff's Department before being routed to Tinley Park Police. In the faint audio, Rhoda can be heard whispering the store's name, Lane Bryant, followed by the suspect speaking, most of which is indistinguishable.
911 emergency. Lane Bryant. No!
Something to do, huh? What is that? That up here. I'm looking at bullshit.
When the gunman realized what she had done, he began shouting. Shortly after, the 911 call dropped, and the gunman opened fire on all 6 women. Police were dispatched immediately after the 911 call. At the time of the call, an on-duty police officer was at a Target store across the parking lot after responding to an earlier unrelated medical emergency. He quickly made his way over to the Lane Bryant store but missed the killer by seconds. Inside the store was a nightmare. 5 of the women were found dead, shot execution style in the back of the head. Miraculously, 1 woman survived, the part-time employee. She shifted her head right before being shot, causing the bullet to only graze her neck, and played dead until police arrived. Authorities have never released her name, but her testimony became the only real lead. The victims were Rhoda McFarland, 42, was the store manager and ordained minister who previously served as an Air Force nurse. Known for her generosity and dedication to helping others. 𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 family honored her by naming a newborn niece after her. Sarah Safransky, 22, was the youngest victim. She was a recent finance graduate shopping for clothes for her first post-college job. Jennifer Bishop, 34, was a devoted wife, mother, and ICU nurse who was admired for her compassion and professionalism, recently promoted to charge nurse. Connie Woolfolk, 37, was a hard-working mother of two, including a son with spina bifida, involved in local economic development and remembered as a fighter, possibly showing signs of struggling against the attacker. The shooter was described as a black male, 25 to 35 years old, 6 feet tall, stocky build, with braided hair and distinctive green beads. He wore a long black coat, grey knit cap, and dark jeans. According to investigator Ed Farrell, it is believed the killer did not act alone. Farrell told ABC 7 News, quote, "There was one camera on a Target store that was able to capture some footage of the front of the store, and right around the time of the shootings, two vehicles pulled up, an SUV and a sedan. And it's believed, one of the theories is, he engaged in shooting, he had accomplices, they came out front and they sped away. You know, because they pulled up simultaneously and left in the same amount of time. And little known is there was an officer in the Target parking lot when they went down. And when the 911 call came through, they dispatched the officer from Target, so he was only a minute or 2 minutes away. So, in that small window somehow he was able to get out of the store. The information is there. Now we're just trying to reverse engineer with information who that person was." End quote. Farrell further explained that his team assisted in the Lane Bryant investigation by helping identify the electronic footprint of potential suspects. Working with the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force, they aim to find people who may have been in the area during the crime. Farrell also confirmed that investigators have more audio of the killer than the short clip released to the public from the 911 call. This unreleased audio could be used in the future for voice matching technology, offering a promising piece of evidence as forensic tools advance. Despite a massive manhunt, a composite sketch, and a $100,000 reward, the killer has never been caught.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Ashes and Alibis. Please subscribe for more deep dives into unsolved mysteries, updates on current cases, and more true crime and bullshit. Stay tuned for our next episode.